Hey guys, um, I finished Jojolion finally, and I know it's been a little bit since our last stan ranking, but I think it's time we finally come back and do some Part 8 stands. I've always liked this kind of content where I could just talk about stands, and Part 8 in particular has some stands I actually like a good bit. So, without any further ado, let us start with Soft and Wet, the stand of Josuke Higashida. Soft and Wet, genuinely one of my favorite stands of all time. I'm gonna put it in the Nah, I'll keep it balanced. I'll just put it at the end here. Uh, Soft and Wet is. Wait, no, hold on. I think I ranked them. Yeah, okay. You know what? Frick it. Soft and Wet is one of my favorite stands of all time. It's one of the top three. I don't know if I ever said it in the stand ranking video, but my top three favorite stands, they change, but I would say right now it's Crazy Diamond, D4C, Soft and Wet. So I really like Soft and Wet, but Soft and Wet has the ability to create soap bubbles that can contain special abilities to hinder his opponents, such as the first ever time we see Soft and Wet, he makes a soap bubble that takes away Joshu's vision for a short period of time, and I thought that was really cool. And I really like how it turns something, it's kind of like Caesar, it turns something as simple as soap bubbles into something deadly or like really bad if you get hit by them. And plus, Soft and Wet Go Beyond is like one of my favorite moves in fiction currently. I don't know if that will ever change. I kind of just really liked it, even though it kind of just came out of nowhere, but I don't care. Next up, we have Paisley Park. This is the stand of Yasuho Heroes. Heroes? Yeah, I think that's how you say it, or Heroes. But Paisley Park is another stand I really like, and personally, I'm gonna put it in S tier. Wait, no, it just hit me. If the alright, no, we're gonna put it together because I don't think they are organized. Because I think D4C would be at the top, but oh well. Enough with that. But Paisley Park has the ability to navigate. It can actually do a lot. I don't know how to just describe it basically. I think basically it just gives you directions on what to do or where to go. That was kind of Paisley Park at first, but then it kind of just became just like so much more really fast to the point where it's like she can navigate things. That is the best way to describe Paisley Park. Paisley Park can navigate anything it can get into, such as the internet, camera feeds, all that stuff. Yasuho often use Paisley Park to get information on people. And I think that's just a really cool stand, and it's also insanely helpful throughout the whole thing. I don't think they would have been able to have gotten like that far against their fight with the Rock Humans without her. So I also just really like Yasuho as well. So Paisley Park definitely deserves an S tier. Alright, next up we have Doggy Style, which is the stand of Rai Mamazuka. Now, looking at this stand, you don't think this would be its ability, but its ability is that it allows Mamazuka to turn his body into strips of, like, rope, I guess. That's mainly what it's used as, but it's not like Mountain 10's rope. It's very hard to explain. I'm sure, like, I'm gonna put up panels of, like, what I'm talking about, because I'm sure for a lot of these stands, I'm gonna do very horrible jobs at explaining them, but Doggy Style, it's okay, I guess. I think I'm gonna give it B tier. I think I'd rather have everything in A tier instead of Doggy Style. But Doggy Style is pretty cool, but I think this is like, I like Rye. I think this is kind of a bad stand, good user kind of situation. And there's also like a moment where Rye like survives like a deadly attack because of this stand, so that was good for him. Next up we have California King Bed. This is the stand of Daya. This stand is a very weird one as it allows her to basically grab people's memories and store them into objects. Basically, like, with the memories, she has a set of rules about the memories, and if the person under the stand breaks one of those rules, I think the memories are just lost. Yeah, I'm like 80% sure that is it. And I also really like the weird design of this stand. I'm a big fan of outlandish designs, which Part 8 has a lot of weird stands, which is awesome sauce. But then again, this ain't really that good. I kind of think this is just... I think this is a worse version of Jailhouse Lock from Part 6. So I'm just gonna give this little old C tier. Next up, we have Born This Way. This is the stand of the maid. I think her name is Kay or Kai. I think it's Kai Nijimura, or yeah, I think it is that way. Yeah, it is. It is. This is the stand of Kai Nijimura. So Born This Way is kind of a weird one because this is kind of just a pursuit stand. I think it's really cool, just like a dude on a motorcycle, but it doesn't really have any like cool ability other than like when it's chasing somebody, it can use wind for its side. But I really like the arc that Born This Way is focused on. I think the arc's name is like Paisley Park and Born This Way. It was a really good arc. I would say that's like the first arc. That's like the arc that got me hooked on Jojolion. And I do like the maid. I do like old Kai, however you want to say her name. Let me know down in the comments. But then again, the stand doesn't really do much. But I think for aura alone, I'm going to give this B tier. And plus, it'd be nice to just ride on the back of the motorcycle with the stand, you know, free transport. Next up, we have Killer Queen. This is the stand of, it's one of the people that Josuke is, can't remember which one it is. Yoshikage Kira. This is the stand of Yoshikage Kira. S tier. I mean, it's the same as we seen him in part 4. It's just Killer Queen, you know, blow stuff up. S tier, I mean Killer Queen and the last tier list also got S tier, so we're just gonna give it S tier here. Next up we have Nut King Call. This is the stand of Joshu. This stand allows him to screw and unscrew many things like objects and stuff. I think the potential for this one is really good. It's just Joshu like gets sidelined really bad in part 8. But I mean, I guess he was kind of like the main focus of the Milagro Man arc. But I don't know, I was kind of hoping he was going to be a bigger player because I just found it interesting that he was just a huge piece of shit. But I thought he was like good comedic relief. I think I'm going to give Nut King Call A tier because I also really like its design. And plus, you know, Joshu's the go. We love our like bipolar king. Or whatever he is. Next up, we have Paper Moon King. This is the stand of Tsurugi, Jobin's oldest son, or only son. Well, oh, no, maybe not, because his wife was pregnant. So, Paper Moon King is a stand that allows Tsurugi to manipulate. It's an illusion stand. Like, if you're affected by it, you start seeing, like, whatever he wants you to. Like, a good example is when Josuke and Yasuho were running from, I think it was Aisho. Wait, no, it was Yasuho and Tsurugi. They were running from Aisho, and towards the end of the fight, Tsurugi makes him start seeing Jobin everywhere, and then he gets hit with a bus that he thought was Jobin. So, when Paper Moon King was introduced, I thought this was like a really trash stand, especially how it was used. But later how Tsurugi goes to use it, I think it's actually really good. And I think I would give it B tier because of that. Like, just the potential with Paper Moon King is really good. Especially in the world of like JoJo. And even in the real world, like you could just like rob people or something and just trick them, make them go crazy. I think that's pretty good. Let me know what you guys think about Paper Moon King down in the comments. Next up we have King Nothing. This is the stand of Norisuke. If we're going off designs alone, I think King Nothing is an S tier. I really like the design of King Nothing. But King Nothing's ability is that it can track onto sense, and I think maybe like a bit more. But I think the main focus is sense, and it can like either lead a trail or it can like kind of construct like where the scent is from. Kind of like where we see when Norisuke first finds a bit of the Rococo like fruit, and he kind of like makes the tree with King Nothing's puzzle pieces. I thought that was really cool. But overall, I like the stand, but at the same time, I kind of don't. I think I'm gonna give it honorary A tier just because, like I mentioned, I really like the design. Like, I think if I got into the world of JoJo's, when I first got this stand, I'd be like, oh wow, it's so cool looking. And then after a while, I'd just be like, oh well, yay, I got this stand, like sarcastically. Next up, we have Speed King. This is the stand of Jobin, which, pretty basic stand. This allows Jobin to store heat and raise the heat and things Speed King touches. I'm gonna give this B tier. I don't see how this would be that good in a lot of circumstances. It's just Jobin is just like a master with this stand. But to be fair, I'm not the biggest fan of Jobin. I didn't really care for like his whole thing. Especially, well, I kind of liked it towards the end where he was showing signs of like genuinely wanting to care for his family. But in the end, he still, like, bit the dust. Next up, we have Love, Love, Love Deluxe. I think that's what its name is, or it's just Love, Love, Love. But I think it is Love, Love. Wait, I think it's Love, Love Deluxe. But this is the stand of... Next up, we have Love, Love Deluxe. This is the stand of Keira. So this is kind of just a better version of Yukako's stand from Part 4. Where instead of just being able to manipulate the hair on her head, she can... basically touch things and make hair come out of that. I think I gave Yukako's stand like B tier, so I'm gonna give this A tier. Wait, no. I think I gave, I'll just put them both in B tier. But if they were both on the same tier list, I do think Love, Love Deluxe would be a bit higher than Love Deluxe. Next up, we have Walking Heart. This is the stand of Hato. I'm gonna give this C tier already because this is kind of a, no. This is a D tier stand. I'm not gonna lie. So what this does, from what we've seen, it could do more, but I don't think it does. This stand just manipulates the user's heels because Hato-chan wears high heels, and all it did was extend her heels into deadly weapons. But, like, it just made them super sharp. That's kind of mid, especially if you're a man and don't wear heels. Then you're just screwed if you get this. Next up, we have Space Trucking. This is the stand of the mother, like the MILF of the family, Norisuke's ex. So what this stand does, this allows her to store things in between playing cards and call them out, like, whenever. Really cool. It's basically free inventory space. I'm going to give this an A tier because I really do like the design of it, and the ability is pretty cool and how it was used. Especially towards the end where she has like the one final fuck you to Toru. I thought that was really interesting. Yeah. Hey guys, it's Gurren-chan here, and I figured I would have been nice and filmed the stand ranking in one big video and not divide it up into parts like I've done with all the other stand rankings. And guess what? I recorded the second half, and when I was editing, I realized the second half didn't have any audio because I am a dumb baka. So I'm gonna re-rank everything, which is actually pretty good because with these like villain stands, I went into them thinking they weren't that good, but after like thinking about them, I realized kind of how good they are. So let's continue. Let's get back on track. So first up, we have Fun, the stand of Ojiro Sasame. I think that's how you say his name. But Fun allows Ojiro to where if he can mark a person's body part or their body, and if he's above them, he gets complete control over their body, which it is a very extremely prep time based stand. And I think if Ojiro had better IQ, he could have had a bigger dent in the story other than what he does, because he kind of just exists to serve as just an obstacle for Jobin, and just Jobin kills him. But personally, I think Fun is C tier. I don't really see anything good about it. Like I said, you're gonna have to get like hella prep time for this stand to actually do anything. So maybe if you're Batman, this would be like a really good stand. Next up, we have Los Feelers. I don't know how you pronounce this one, but this is essentially the stand of Shakedown Road, which it transports things instantly between the leaves of the trees on Shakedown Road. I don't remember what kind of trees it is off the top of my head, but I do believe it's not like a normal tree. It's like a special kind of tree. I think it's ginkgo trees. That's what it is. It's ginkgo trees. It allows them to transport things in between the ginkgo leaves of the trees on Shakedown Road. There is no confirmed user, but I think it's pretty good. And looking back on it, I think this could be a rock animal, which is something that is in Part 8 alongside rock humans. So, interesting. I wonder, yeah, I do think Shakedown Road could possibly be a rock animal, which is pretty cool. But I will give this C tier because we don't really know how it works. We never really see it again, or Shakedown Road in general. Just because Shakedown Road kind of just exists to show what happens to Johnny, and for Josuke and Joshu to learn about the legend of Johnny Joestar and whatnot. So, yeah, I'm gonna give it C. Next up, we have I Am a Rock. This is the stand of Yatsuya, the architect of the Higashida family. And what this allows him to do, it allows him to mark items, and whatever he wants, he can make items start converging with that item. Like they attract, basically. It's like a magnet kind of stand. Unless I'm just completely wrong about that, let me know down in the comments. But I'm a Rock. I like it. It's kind of tough. I like its design. I do like the weirder stand designs, as you all may know. I'm gonna give this B tier. This was an interesting one. Yatsuya introduced us to the world of rock humans. And just the stand fight where we get introduced to Norisuke stand, King Nothing, that's really good. So yeah. And we also learn about the Rokaka, or the Rokukaka fruit. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And if I am saying anything or any of these names wrong, please let me know down in the comments, because I only read the manga. I don't really watch any kind of JoJo's content. But I don't know if I'm pronouncing it wrong or just saying it wrong, so let me know down in the comments. Next up, we'll do Dubiwa, because I think Dubiwa takes place before the Apex Twins come to town. So Dubiwa is the stand of Aisho, and Dubiwa is a stand I really like. Basically, it is an automatic pursuit kind of stand where it spawns in duty or breathing. So if you were the target of this stand, you would have to somehow control your breathing. And I really like the arc of Yasuho and Tsurugi fighting Dubiwa. I think it's really interesting. It's really fun. It's actually really tenseful. And I really like the build-up to them finding safety in like the oxygen canisters they start breathing into, just for Dubiwa to spawn in that. Really good stuff. And the reveal that Tsurugi like used his stand to like trick him into getting hit by a bus, really good. It's just the problem with Dubiwa, this stand would serve really no purpose in real life. But at the end of the day, this is my tier list. And I'm going to give this A tier because I like it. Next up, we have Scott Key 1. We'll do Scott Key. Yeah, Scott Key 1. So this is the stand of, I think it's the older twin brother of the Apex Twins. So basically, it's extremely basic. Whatever he touches in his left hand will appear in his right hand. That's it. I'm going to give this C tier, and I guess real fast we can do Scott Key number 2, which is the younger Apex Twin. This is just poison gas, which we don't know. I don't think it's revealed if this is like a purple haze situation where if he can control who the poison gas affects or goes after. So I'm just going to assume it's controlled poison gas, and I think because of that I'm going to give it B tier. I also really like the design of it hiding in the soccer ball that he's always kicking around. Really good stuff. Let's move him back a little here. So next we'll do Blue Hawaii. Blue Hawaii is the stand of Dolomite. Dolomite is probably one of my favorite rock humans. Probably my second favorite rock human, just because of like his whole story where he tried to save that one girl and then his body got all messed up, and he didn't even really want to be a part of the story until he learned about the new Rococo fruit and where he could potentially heal his own body because he's so mangled and like distransfigured. And Blue Hawaii in itself is a really cool stand, and the arc for Blue Hawaii is one of my favorites in Jojolion. So what Blue Hawaii does, it basically can control living, not just, controls living organisms to go after a set target. For example, Josuke is the main protag of the Blue Hawaii arc, and throughout the whole arc, Blue Hawaii is making people chase after him uncontrollably, like an elderly lady. It starts with a young kid, then goes to an elderly lady, then some teenagers, then like a bird, then it ends with Josuke getting under the curse of Blue Hawaii by a baby because he didn't want to kill the baby. Really good stuff. I think this is another Doobie Wah situation where I'm going to give it A tier solely because it's personal bias and I really like it. So yeah, plus look at that, Doobie Wah, Blue Hawaii, they're the Blue Brothers. Look at that, that's wholesome. Next up we'll do Milagro Man. So this is the curse, I'm gonna refer to it as a curse. This is a curse of Joshu and another user. But what Milagro Man does, this is a stand that basically pulls in an infinite amount of money to you at all times. No matter what you do, you're always going to get money. Even if you spend money, you're going to get more in return. And it's basically slowly going to ruin your life in many different ways. And it's a really cool concept, like the arc itself of like greed could be a problem, because Joshu, when he's first under the curse, he takes it as a really good thing, but then quickly realizes how bad of a thing this is. But yeah, this is kind of a stand where like you would only want it for like a day or two, get some money, and then give it to the next person. And there is a way to get rid of the Milagro Man curse. It's to like take money from the person who's cursed, then the person that takes that money gets cursed from the Milagro Man. So yeah, I think I'm gonna give this C tier because the only good thing about it is that you would get money for like the first few days and it not be a problem, but then like you're gonna get more and more over time, then it becomes a big problem. Next up, we'll do Awakening 3 Leaves. This is the stand of Tsurugi's mother, who I cannot remember the name of, but this is Jobin's wife. And basically, this is a stand that can redirect the energy of things in 3 different directions at a time, which originally, when I was first doing this, I was going to rank it in C tier, but the more I think about it, I think this is an A tier stand, just with all the energy you can redirect. Like, for example, you could redirect a bullet, you could redirect a car coming to you. Let's say you spill coffee, you can redirect it to not land on you. This is a really good stand with a lot of good practical uses. It's just, this is a stand that would require a good IQ to use. So if you have good IQ, Awakening 3 Leaves would probably be a good stand. Next up we have Brainstorm. This is the stand of Urban Gorilla. So what this stand does, it is it's an eating bacteria. I don't know if it does it on purpose, but what it does, I think it eats holes through you, but I don't know if it's holes. It's basically man-eating bacteria, and I really like the blocky design of it. I'm gonna give it B tier because this is kind of just a thing where it's just not real good real life instance or like use. But in the world of JoJo's, it's really good. And Urban Gorilla himself, he was getting some work done with this stand. And another thing, I'm saying this a lot, I realize, but I like a lot of Jojolion arcs. The Urban Gorilla arc, that was also a pretty good one. I kind of forgot about this one, surprisingly, because this is my favorite arc in Jojolion, but let's do Vitamin C before we continue on with the other, like, hospital workers. So Vitamin C is the stand of Tamaki Damo. I'm gonna go ahead and give this S tier, but what this does, Vitamin C spawns fingerprints all over the place, and if you touch them, your body turns into a liquid-like state to where you're super fragile and super like scrawny to the point where you can be cut with paper and potentially like lose your life because that paper is doing so much damage to you. And plus, Vitamin C's design is incredibly good. I love the popping out colors. Tamaki Damo is also my favorite villain in Part 8, and the whole arc with Hato-chan brings a boyfriend over, and I think it's a Vitamin C and Killer Queen. I think that's the Yoshikage Kira flashback. Really good arcs, back to back. Chef's kiss. Next up we have Ozone Baby. This is the stand of Poor Tom, who is a rock human that takes the form of a young baby, but he's kind of like old looking as well. And Ozone Baby is kind of a weird one where you have to plant this like Lego house in the ground, and it spawns. It's like a perimeter where in this perimeter, like the air pressure starts going all crazy on everyone. This is a stand that can't decipher friend from foe and other way around, so it kind of just hurts everyone. I really like Ozone Baby. I'm gonna give it B tier because of its uncontrollability. I think if it was controllable, A tier. But yeah, I really like it. I really like its dumb looking face. Next up we have Dr. Wu. This is the stand of Wu Tomoki from the hospital. So what Dr. Wu does, it basically you can become dust particles, which is very good. I'm gonna go ahead and give this A tier. So what Dr. Wu uses it in many good ways. Probably the best way he does it is by entering people's bodies and like traveling to the hospital vents. I thought that was really unique and very cool. But at the same time, him becoming a bunch of dust, he is like at one point thrown out of a window, which kind of sucks. But and just the stand design, I really like how like the picture here, like how he's like reconstructing himself, is really cool. Here we have Joseph stand, New Universe Joseph, which is just the same as Hermit Purple. It's just humanoid. I'm gonna go ahead and give the C's here. Nothing crazy to say about. And last but not least, we have the Wonder of You. This is the stand of Toru, which I'm going to go ahead and give this S, which should be no shocker, because every part hero and part villain, like the main hero and the main villain, their stands are always going to be S tier, because why would you read a story where the main characters have like B tier stands? So, and the Wonder of You is no exception, as it's probably one of the more broken stands because it controls the flow of Calamity, which is extremely broken and basically makes you the MC of Final Destination, because that is kind of what fighting the Wonder of You is like. It is like being in the Final Destination series of movies. Only if you're pursuing after the Wonder of You. And I've also seen online that a lot of people think that if a friend were to go after you while you had the Wonder of You would target that friend, just because, you know, it gets rid of everyone that's pursuing the user. So that's probably the only downside of it. You'd have to be a lonely little chud if you got the Wonder of You. And with that, the stand rankings are done until Part 9 is finished. I am currently reading part 9. I'm trying to get caught up. But I heard there's like a big milestone. I don't know too much about it. I haven't looked into it. But I think part 9 is going to be divided into acts. So I might do the stands of part 9, act 1. Because I really have been liking the stands of part 9. I really like Glory Days. That's a good stand. But I'm going to get out of your guys' hair. Let me know what you think of the stands of part 8 down below. And with that, I'll see you all in the next one.